The air crackled with tension. Dust choked the horizon. Two vast armies stood poised, a sea of bronze and leather stretching as far as the eye could see. On one side, the might of the Persian Empire, led by Darius III. On the other, a young king from the wild north, barely out of his teens. His name was Alexander, and he was about to change the course of history. The year was 331 BC. The battlefield, a dusty plain near the village of Gaugamela, would become a testament to Alexander's strategic brilliance and unflinching courage. This was a clash of civilizations, a struggle for supremacy between East and West. And at the heart of it all stood Alexander, the young king of Macedon, ready to seize his destiny. Before we continue the story, if you are interested in history and exciting stories, be sure to like the video and subscribe to Unique History Channel. Alexander was born into a world of power and ambition. His father, Philip II of Macedon, was a shrewd king and a formidable warrior. He instilled in his son a thirst for conquest and a deep respect for Greek culture. Under the tutelage of the philosopher Aristotle, Alexander's mind was honed to a razor's edge. He devoured Homeric epics, studied philosophy and rhetoric, and mastered the art of war. At the age of 16, Alexander was already leading troops in battle. When Philip was assassinated in 336 BC, the young prince ascended to the throne. He was just 20 years old. Many saw him as untested, a boy king who could be easily manipulated. They would soon learn their mistake. Alexander possessed a rare combination of charisma, intellect, and raw ambition. He quickly consolidated his power, quashed rebellions, and set his sights on the ultimate prize, the Persian Empire. Alexander's invasion of Persia was a masterpiece of military planning and execution. He led his armies across the Hellespont into Asia Minor, winning a series of decisive victories against the Persian satraps. At the Battle of Granicus River, his cavalry charge shattered the Persian lines. At Issus, he outmaneuvered Darius III himself, forcing the Persian king to flee in disarray. But it was the Battle of Gaugamela that cemented Alexander's reputation as a military genius. Outnumbered but not outmatched, Alexander used a combination of tactical brilliance and sheer audacity to outwit the Persian army. He feigned a retreat, drawing the enemy center into a trap, then unleashed his companion cavalry in a devastating flanking maneuver. Darius III, witnessing the collapse of his army, once again fled the field. The Persian Empire was crumbling, and Alexander stood poised to claim the spoils of victory. Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. After conquering Persia, he turned his gaze eastward towards the fabled lands of India. He crossed the Hindu Kush mountains, fought his way through treacherous terrain, and faced fierce resistance from local rulers. The Battle of the Hydaspes River against the Indian king Porus was one of Alexander's hardest-fought victories. Despite the challenges, Alexander's journey to India was not simply a military campaign. He was fascinated by the cultures he encountered, engaging in dialogues with philosophers and adopting local customs. He even integrated thousands of Persian soldiers into his army, a testament to his belief in a unified empire. His encounter with King Porus exemplified this approach. Impressed by Porus's bravery, Alexander reinstated him as a satrap, demonstrating his respect for worthy adversaries. This blend of military might and diplomatic acumen marked Alexander as a leader far ahead of his time. After years of campaigning, Alexander's army was exhausted. The journey back from India was fraught with hardship. The scorching deserts and dwindling supplies took their toll. Mutiny simmered within the ranks. In 323 BC, after reaching the city of Babylon, Alexander fell ill. His fever raged for days, and despite the best efforts of his physicians, he died on June 10th. He was just 32 years old. The cause of Alexander's death remains a mystery. Some historians believe it was malaria, others typhoid fever, and some speculate he was poisoned. Whatever the cause, his sudden demise sent shockwaves through his vast empire. The question of succession, never fully addressed, threw his generals into turmoil. His empire, held together by his charisma and will, would soon be carved up by his ambitious lieutenants. Alexander's reign may have been short, but its impact on the world was profound. He had conquered the largest empire the world had ever seen, stretching from Greece to India. He founded over 70 cities, many named Alexandria in his honor, and fostered trade and cultural exchange across his vast domain. His conquests ushered in the Hellenistic period, a fusion of Greek, Persian, and Egyptian cultures that flourished for centuries. He spread the Greek language, philosophy, and art across the ancient world, leaving an indelible mark on the intellectual and artistic landscape. His military innovations, including the use of combined arms tactics and siege warfare, revolutionized ancient warfare. Alexander's legacy is complex and often contradictory. He was a brilliant military strategist, a charismatic leader, and a visionary who dreamed of a united world. He was also ruthless in his ambition, responsible for the deaths of countless thousands in his quest for conquest. Was he a hero who brought civilization to the East, or a tyrant who sacrificed countless lives on the altar of his ambition? The debate rages on even today. Some historians praise his military genius and his role in spreading Greek culture. Others condemn his brutality and his insatiable thirst for power. There is no easy answer. Alexander was a product of his time, a man driven by ambition and shaped by the brutal realities of ancient warfare. Perhaps the true measure of Alexander's impact lies in the fact that, over 2,000 years after his death, he continues to fascinate and inspire. His story is the stuff of legends, filled with epic battles, daring adventures, and larger-than-life characters. He remains an enigma, a figure whose motivations and desires continue to be debated by historians and armchair generals alike. Was he driven by a genuine desire to create a better world? Or was he simply a conqueror, driven by an insatiable lust for power? The answer perhaps lies somewhere in between. Alexander was a man of contradictions, capable of great cruelty and great compassion, driven by both noble ideals and ruthless ambition. He was, in short, human, and it is this very human complexity that makes him such a compelling figure. So, what is your verdict? Was Alexander the Great a hero or a tyrant, a visionary leader or a ruthless conqueror? The debate continues, and the answer, as with all things historical, is rarely black and white. As you ponder the legacy of Alexander the Great, consider the complexities of his character and the enduring impact he has had on the world. His story is a reminder that history is not merely a collection of dates and names, but a tapestry woven from the lives and deeds of extraordinary individuals like Alexander, individuals who, for better or worse, shaped the course of human history.